Hey there blues fans, this is John and here's your Tuesday Blues. In this lesson we're going to talk some chord theory. We're going to reach way back to Tuesday Blues lesson number 26 and 27 and just kind of revisit the core concepts there, but then we're going to take it one step further. So what we talked about in those two Tuesday Blues lessons was how to construct a major chord. And we said that basically it is driven off of the major scale. And we used the A major scale, gave each one of those notes a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, because that's just an octave. And then we said, let's pick out the three notes that it takes to get a major chord. And that's the 1, the 3, and the 5. And here we have an A major chord. Then we said in Tuesday Blues 27 that if we change the order of the formula, we still have a major chord, we just have some version of it. And actually we call those inversions. And so we took this A, this C sharp, and this E, the 1, 3, 5, and rearranged the notes. And we can do that here, having the C sharp in the bass, or as the lowest note, to get the first inversion. Then we could do that again because we got three notes here, and we could put the fifth in the bass, or as the lowest note. It's hard to think about this as a bass note, but it is the lowest note. And that's a bar at the 14th fret, but I've got the fifth, the 1, and the 3rd. Alright, so then we also said, just to make things a little easier on ourselves, that we can change this down an octave. Play that bar here at the 2nd fret. Should look kind of familiar to you. That's an A, the real A chord position here. Your first, probably one of your first few chords that you learn. But what we're going to do today is take that concept, both of those concepts, and I know I went through them quickly, so if you need to, go back to Tuesday Blues 26 and 27. But what we're going to do today is take this and change the chord formula. And we're going to change it by just 1/2 step, and then we're going to end up with a minor chord. Super cool, definitely a real minor, forgive the pun, chord tweak that really just changes the entire sound. So let me walk you through that, and then we'll really do something cool and get inside these minor chords. So what we've got is our root, 3rd, and 5th. The chord formula for a minor chord is root, so 1, flat 3, and 5. So what the heck do we do? How do we get that flat 3? Well, to flatten something just means to lower it by 1/2 step. And on the guitar, that just means 1 fret. So if we find our 3rd, it's here, the C sharp note on the 6th fret. So if I need to flatten that, I've got to go down to the 5th fret. So I can do a little bar with my first finger, my index finger here, across the 5th fret, and catch the 3rd string and the 2nd string. And I kept this finger, my ring finger, planted. It's still the root, it's still the 1. But now we've got 1, flat 3, 5. Alright, and let's go back and listen to the major chord. This should be a good point of reference for you. It's a good idea to play these chords back to back, the major and the minor. Really listen, get inside the chord with your ear, and you'll start to notice that the major chord has kind of a happy, complete, and very settled type sound. And then the minor chord leaves something kind of interesting. There's something unstable about it. It sounds maybe somber, a little serious. Bright, and then kind of sad. Work through that. Really get inside, spend some time just doing that. It might seem silly and it might seem very easy on the fretboard, but this is more about your ear than it is about getting your fingers flying across the fretboard. And that's going to help you become a better guitarist, no doubt about it. But now the next thing that we can do, we did in lesson number 27 with the major chord, is where we start to take the major chord and do those inversions. We can do the same thing for a minor chord. We've got the root, flat, third, and fifth. But now if we put our C note as the lowest note, we can start up here and go C, E, and then A here. This is happening on the 10, 9, and 10th fret of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. It's kind of like a D minor shape, but on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, but way up here on the, leading off really on the 10th fret. Alright, so that's what we've got. And now if we keep going and put that 5th in the lowest position, we'll end up with our E here. And remember, before the major just sounded like that, but we don't need that C sharp. We need this C natural. And that shape, I'm going to move it down into the first couple frets here. It should look kind of familiar to you. This is a kind of a day one Mel Bay A minor chord. But this is where it comes from. It actually leads off as a second inversion A minor triad. Pretty cool, huh? So to recap, we've got our A minor triad here, first inversion, the second version, which we can also play here pretty comfortably, more comfortably actually. So listen to that as compared to this. You can definitely tell that that brightness of the major and that sadness of the minor chord. And we're going to use that. We're going to use that as we move through some future lessons to really invoke the emotion that we want. You know, there's certainly a lot of cool blues stuff that's upbeat, poppy, snappy, and it really needs that major sound, that major third sound. There's plenty of blues out there that doesn't, and it's really a whole other world for you, which is minor blues. We're going to move into that, but I really encourage you to go back to the website and pick up the guide that I've got for you here. It's the tab guide, but it's going to work through you know, some of these things on the fretboard to get your fingers used to moving around into and out of these inversions. So it's definitely going to help you visualize where different chords are on the neck. This was like the first lesson for me where I just like, hey man, there's an A minor everywhere when I thought it was just here. And maybe if I was thinking just here. But they're everywhere. Alright, so pick that up, and I'll see you in the next lesson where we really continue out this minor chord theory and what we can do with it.